they want first and then worry about what they need second. And if you are, we want to change your mindset here, because this is what many of us adults do. We spend on what we want first, and then we find ourselves in positions that we don't have what we need, and we wonder what's going on. So, all right, good. So yes, learn your priorities. So we're gonna save up our money. We're gonna pay ourselves first. We're gonna save up some of what we get. Don't mean you have to always you always want to save. I mean you can't spend anything, but you do want to make it a habit to save. And you're saving so you can get what you need first, and then you can get some of the things that you want. Does that make sense? Everybody good with that? Any questions about that? Yes, yes, fantastic. Jordan, you good? No, okay, all right, fantastic. So today, guys, what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I know Kevon waiting on financial football again. We're going to play a financial game next time, but we're not going to play that game today because he's been kind of practicing and trying to get all the answers. So I'm going to switch the game up on you next time. But we're going to talk about red to black. Now, I want to ask how many adults are with us today? Because I think this is very vital information for you guys as well. So, what adults do we have with us today that are with their children? This is the family affair. Okay, so Kevin isn't with us. LaShonda's here. Fantastic. Any other adults with us this morning? Yes, fantastic, fantastic. All right, okay, Xavier, you solo dolo. That's cool. All right, so at the end of this, adults, I would like for you to provide some feedback as well, because I believe that this may be some information that you may not know, but it's good for the whole family to know. It's the secret ingredient to wealth. So what I'm about to do here is I'm about to put a poll up, and I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask a question. And that question is, would you rather be given $1 million today or one penny that would double in value every day for the next 30 days? You can click either one of those options. Would you rather be given $1 million today? Or would you rather be given one penny that would double in value every day for the next 30 days? $1 million today. You want $1 million in cold, hard cash today. Or would you rather be given one penny today that would double in value every day for the next 30 days? I think we're missing somebody. We got 6 votes, 7 votes. I'm gonna vote. Who's Buster? I don't know who Buster is. Am I? Is that a puppet? Oh, your dog. All right. So right now we're sitting at 8 votes. We got 62% of you say that you would rather be given one penny that doubles every day for the next 30 days. And 37% of you would say that you would rather have $1 million today. Now, out of these people that say that they would rather have $1 million today, why would you rather have $1 million today? Is it just because it's 1 million, so you can be a millionaire today? You don't have to make it a secret that you're a secret millionaire anymore, and you have $1 million now. It feels good to have $1 million in your bank, huh? Is that why you would rather have $1 million a day? So you can start investing now. Good answer. Wow, fantastic. Who else? I think it was one other person. Why do you want $1 million today? Yeah, so you'll be rich and you can invest. There's nothing wrong with being rich. I'm telling you, it's a lot better to be rich than to be poor. I can tell you that. All right, fantastic. Just a matter of what you're doing with the money. All right, so for those who say they would rather have one penny today that would double in value every day for the next 30 days, why do you want one penny today versus $1 million today? I know you parents are helping them out. That's okay. It's a family affair. So you can start slow and invest to get higher. Okay. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay. You guys have been, somebody out there read the tortoise and the hare, huh? Okay. Okay. Go Buster. Who else? We had a couple people that said that they would rather have 1 penny today that would double in value every day for the next 30 days. No, Lonnie, did you vote? So you can see your money grow. Good answer. You don't know? Okay, that's fine. All right, fantastic. So we got 62% to say that they would have a penny today, and 37% of you guys would say that you would take the $1 million. So if you chose $1 million, you would have $1 million. That's fine. That's great. Got $1 million. But if you had chosen the option to take 1 penny today, that would double in value every day for the next 30 days, then by day 28, you would actually have over $1 million, as you see. And then by day 30, you would have over $5 million. So we start with day one, we got a penny. Day two, we got 2 pennies. Day three, we got 4 pennies. Day four, we got 8 pennies. And this is multiplication, so we're just doubling. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32, and so on and so forth. And then as we get over to day 27, we've got $671,000. And then once that doubles, we move into $1 million. And then as that doubles, we move into $2.6 million. And then as that doubles in day 30, we have $5.3 million. So this is just, you guys have seen this. This is just a little exercise. You're going to see it again as you get older. Somebody's going to try to trick you. This is a trick question. But this talks about the power of doubling. This is the power of multiplication. And your money actually can multiply. I'm not sure, many of you guys that may read the Bible or have learned a little bit about this in school, about multiplication, about planting a seed, and you plant one seed and you have a big harvest, and that harvest is multiplied from that seed in the ground. That's what farmers do. So there is a way that you can multiply your money and not just add it. See, 2 plus 3 equals 5, right? But if 2 times 3 equals 6, and you got to ask yourself, would I rather just add, or would I rather multiply as it relates to my money, as it relates to my riches, as it relates to my wealth? Multiplication is what's going to help you get rich. Multiplication is what's going to help you to be wealthy as you get older and as you start now, because you start by multiplying off what you have, and what you have should be coming from what, guys? What you have should be coming from what? What process? Yes, saving. Oh my goodness, you guys I'm getting excited over here, man. So we're going to talk a little bit about multiple investing and say, yes, fantastic. You guys are secret millionaires. You guys know this stuff already. Why am I teaching this stuff? You guys already know this. So, anybody know who this guy is? No? Okay. No? Einstein. That's right. Albert Einstein. Some of you guys are, not haven't got to this level yet, but you're going to learn about Albert Einstein. Have you heard of Albert Einstein before, Xavier or Nolani? You may not have seen a picture of him. Maybe you heard his name before. All right. So Albert Einstein, he is a mathematician. He is a physicist, and he is the guy that came up with this formula. And I'm not going to talk to you guys about the formula because you're probably not old enough to understand it. But it's a formula, a famous formula he came up with, and you guys will find out about that later. If you know what that formula is, type it in. But I'm doubting anyone. Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, somebody knows it. E equals MC squared. Now, I know that's like a lot for some of you. It's an equation. we'll have to do some research on it or whatever, but you'll learn that as you grow in math. As you get older, you're going to start getting into equations. But anyway, he is a famous mathematician, and he talked about this process of multiplication, and he had a name for it. And I want you guys to guess the name of it. But he said that this process, he said, is the greatest mathematical discovery of all time. He also said that this process is the most powerful force in the universe. And he also called this process the eighth wonder of the world. And he who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. Again, he said that he who understands this process, he earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. So we already got one guess. She said tax. That's a good guess. Anybody else got any guess on what this process is that Albert Einstein, the famous mathematician who came up with the formula E equals MC squared, what was his good guess? Invest money, good guess. What was this process, or what was this? What was this process that? What was he talking about when he said that this is the greatest mathematical discovery of all time? This is the most powerful force in the universe, and that he who understands it earns it, and he who does it pays it. Don't know. Okay, not a problem. Any other guesses? What is Albert Einstein talking about? Kevon, what you got? Jordan, you got any guesses? Let's give them a moment to guess. I know you guys are excited. Like, I really want to know what this is. What is Albert Einstein talking about? Wait a couple more seconds. Money, good guess. Don't know. Interest. Jordan, you were on the ball. Okay, I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna say interest. He's actually talking about compound interest. Compound interest. Now, relative. What? I don't know what that is. Relativity. I don't know what you're saying there. What you're typing. Relativity. Wow. Compound interest. All right. So here's what we're talking about today. This process of multiplication, this process of making your money multiply, it goes through this process. It uses what they call compound interest. This is what it is that it's the exponential increase of an investment. So when you guys are talking about saving, you're saving so that you can invest. And you're investing so that your money can multiply. And the way that your money multiplies is by compound interest. Now, simply put, what compounding is interest that you earn on interest. So in other words, when you put your money into a place like the bank, for example, and you let your money sit there, and it might be earning, let's just say, a 5% interest. Then if you let your money sit there long enough, it'll continue to earn 5%, 5%, 5% year after year after year. And what you'll find is that your money is growing without you having to do any more work. So in other words, you put $100 into the bank. The bank is paying a 5% interest. So they're going to give you 5% for every dollar that you have invested or you have in the bank. Well, then that's every year. So first year you get you get $5, right? The second year you get the 5% on the $105, no longer the $100 that you started with. So we're going to look at a little chart here so that you can see how you can multiply your money by using compound interest to your advantage. Everybody ready? Everybody ready? Let me hear you say yes. All right. So here's a little chart to help you to understand compound interest. So in this example, you start with $2,000, right? You put your money, let's just say you put it in the bank or you buy a stock, whatever, a bond or whatever, and it's going to pay you 5% every year that you leave that money in that account. Let's just say the bank. You leave your money in the bank is going to pay you 5%. You started with $2,000. So the first year, that $2,000, you multiply 2,000, and you can guys get your calculator out on your iPad or laptop or whatever you got. $2,000. You're going to multiply that times 5%, and what do you come up with? Okay, that's fine. Anybody with a calculator, anybody, can throw up a little app on their iPad or $100. Good. Oh, you're quick. That's right. So you got $2,000. They're going to pay you 5%. So now they are going to give you, they're going to put into your account $100. So 2,000 plus 100, now you have $2,100 after year one. So now we're going to year two, that second column. You got $2,100. They're going to pay you another 5%. 5% of $2,100 is what? 105. That's right. So now the bank is going to, you have $2,100 in the bank. They're going to pay you 5%, which means they're going to pay your money $105. After they do that, you now have in the bank, after year two, $22,205. So you started with 2,000, 5% every year. After year two, you have $2,205. That's right. So can anyone tell me, after 15 years, actually, let me say this, after 10 years, because you guys will probably be going to college in 10 years. So after 10 years, how much money would you have in this example? You started with 2,000, they're paying you 5% year after year. How much money will you have after 10 years? That's right, Jeremy. I think that's Jeremy. So after 10 years, you started with 2,000. Now you have $3,257.79. Does everybody see that? Good one. Yes, Xavier. Yes, that's right. I know it's in the table. That's right. I know, but we got to make sure that people are be able to follow the table. Some people want to do the math. We got all different types of learners here. All right. So think about this, guys. All you did was take the money that you saved, you put that money into a place, a safe place for it to grow, and that money grew for you without you ever having to put any more money into that vehicle. You didn't have to put more money. You didn't have to go work harder. You didn't have to work more hours. You didn't have to rake more leaves or whatever it is that you do. All you did was took the money that you saved, you put it somewhere, let them use it, and then they paid you 5% year after year after year. Then by the time 10 years pass, your $2,000 has now grown into $3,257.79. How much would you have, based on this example, if you waited 20 years? How much money would you have if you waited 20 years? You started with 2,000, you put it in the bank. The bank's going to pay you 5% year after year after year. How much would you have after 20 years? Fantastic. That's right. That's right. So this, guys, is how compound interest works. This, what you're learning today, is what 95% of adults don't know. Let me repeat. What you're learning today is what 95% of adults don't know. How does that make you feel? Fantastic, smart, awesome, right. And that's where we want you to be, because we are welcoming you into the Secret Millionaires Club. The funny thing about it, it's not really a secret. It's just that most people don't want to learn what millionaires know. And so I want you to remember this. If you want to be wealthy, learn what wealthy people do. I want you to type that. If I want to be wealthy, I must learn what wealthy people do. I want everybody to type that. It's important. If I want to be wealthy, I must learn what wealthy people do. I see you, Kevon. I see you, Nolani. I see you, Zoe. I see you, Jeremy. Waiting on a couple. If I want to be wealthy, I must learn what wealthy people do. Okay, you paraphrase. That's cool, Joy. Zay, where you at? Kimaya, fantastic. All right. That's cool. Fantastic. So, along with compound interest, I want you to start to understand how money works. Again, this is Albert Einstein, again, in case you guys don't know. And this is what we call the rule of 72. Now, what you're about to learn right now is something that about 99% of adults don't know or understand. So I know this might be this is where we get into a little bit of division, but I think I'm going to try to make it as simple and as easy for you to understand. So the rule of 72 will provide you with an estimate on the number of years your money will take to double in respect to the interest rate. So what that means is basically we talked about the 5%, gaining money on 5% of the 2000, and we saw in the previous slide that it would have taken about 15 years, because at 15 you got $4,200, roughly 15 or 16 years for your money to have doubled from 2,000 to 4,000. And so what we're about to learn now is a simple equation for you to understand how long would it take without you having to go through that whole table. You guys ready for this? All right. So the formula is you're going to take the number 72 and you're going to divide it by the interest rate. So, for example, you have an interest rate of 1% on an investment. You invest $10,000 into the bank. The bank is going to pay you 1%, and you want to find out how long is it going to take my $10,000 to double. You're going to take the 72 divided by 1, and how many years will that be before your $10,000 is going to double? How many years? 72. That's right. So you don't have to divide it by, you don't just divide it by the number. You don't have to divide it by 0.01. You're just going to divide it by one because the interest rate is 1. So if you have 72,000, I'm sorry, if you have $10,000, let's just make it simple. You have $10,000. You're going to invest it into the bank. The bank is going to pay you 2%. How long will it be before your money doubles? The bank's going to pay you 2% on the $10,000 you invested. How long will it be before you actually now have doubled your $10,000? Good one, 36. Good. No, Lonnie, I thought you said you didn't know division. You are spot on. All right. All right. Fantastic. All right. So you got 10,000. Good one. All those are right answers. 36. Right. So now let's just say you got $10,000. You're going to invest it into the bank, and the bank is going to pay you 10%. 10%. How long will it be before your money doubles? $10,000. Bank is going to pay you 10%. How long will it be before your money doubles? 7.2. Fantastic. Yes, 7.2 years. So that point two is going to be months, right? So we're talking basically 7 years and about 3 months or so. All right, fantastic. All right, all right. Our last example. Bank's going to pay you. You put $10,000 into the bank. The bank is going to pay you 12%. 12%. How long will it be before your money doubles? Fantastic. Fantastic. So the rule of 72, basically you take 72 divided by the interest rate, and that's going to tell you how long before your money doubles when you invest it. So the first step is to save. The second step after you saved is to now invest. You got a lot of ways you can invest. We'll talk about that later. You saw the song from earlier. You got banks, you got stocks, you got bonds, a lot of different ways to invest. But the reason why you want to learn how to invest is so that your money can now earn money instead of you having to go out and earn the money. Your money can earn money. In other words, your money can multiply. Your money can gain interest on top of its interest. And the way that it does that is through compound interest. You're compounding your money or you're multiplying your money and it's working for you now. How many of you guys would love to put your money to work for you? How would you love for you to tell your money to go to work, go to a job and work for you? So if you want to learn how to make your money work for you, what's the first step? Nope, it's not invest. The first step isn't invest. Save. Save, that's right. And if you want to be wealthy, what must you do? Learn. Learn from who? Do what wealthy people do. That's correct. Fantastic. See, it's important that you understand. It's important that you speak that, right? Because you don't want to learn how to be wealthy from broke people, do you? All right. So we want to learn from wealthy people. So tell me a name. Who is a wealthy person that you admire, that you know of, that you admire, that maybe you follow? I don't know. I saw some of you guys on YouTube. You probably got some mentors that you never met. Warren Buffett, your mom, fantastic. Bill Gates, your mom. Steve Jobs, your dad. Okay, fantastic. So you want to learn these habits, these wealth habits from wealthy people. Fantastic. Bill Gates and my mom. You can have more than one. That's fine. Awesome. All right. So we just actually went through this. I'm not going to go through this. I'm going to actually, this is more for the adults. This is too much reading. But basically, we just did what we just talked about. You take 72 divided by 12, you get 6. That's how long it would take. And then you can work on the opposite side, which would be if you wanted to see what interest rate you needed for your money to double in 10 years, and you could do that as well. We're going to skip that because that's just too much reading. This slide was actually for some adults, but I think it was really cool to bring it to the kids. So Einstein said Einstein said that those who understand it, they earn it, and those who don't, they pay it. You guys remember that? Those who understand compound interest, they earn it, and those who don't understand it, they pay it. So we want to talk about what paying it looks like. Because a lot of adults, we are in this position where we didn't understand compound interest at an early age. And so now we're paying compound interest. And things that we're paying compound interest on or interest on, period, is credit cards. We're paying interest on using money or borrowing money, payday loans. We're paying interest on borrowing money. And so the interest or the compounding is working against us. The opposite side of that is that if we understand it, we earn it. So we can get compound interest working for us by our 401ks, investing in stocks and bonds, putting it in a bank or these other investment vehicles where we could actually have our money working for us instead of our money working against us. And so the reason why, does anybody understand why the colors red and black are here? I don't know how far along you guys are in math, But does anybody understand why we use the red? Why we use the color red? Xavier, you say you do. Red is subtract. So Xavier, why do we have the color red? And I know I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna give this to you guys because I want you to get it early. You might not understand it all right now, but your parents are gonna talk to you about it, and they're gonna help you to understand it. But it's important, I think, for you to know. So yeah, so it does mean negative, but what it means negative on what? You won't really see this um, like if you're doing addition or subtraction in regular math. You're going to see this in particular places. Stocks and bonds. So where we get this from is what they call a profit and loss statement. So when you own a business, let's say you're doing lawn care, and you spent whatever money to get your lawnmower, but the money that you spent to get your lawnmower, let's just say you didn't make enough back after you spent it to pay for your lawnmower. So the money that you spend over and above what you gain would then be considered a loss or a net loss for that year when you do your profit and loss statement. And so the red would signify that you had a loss for the year. So you do understand that sometimes businesses they actually lose money on some years. They're not always profitable. Sometimes they spend a little bit more money so that they can, do research and development. Maybe they spend money to grow their business. In other words, they buy all these different properties so they can expand. And maybe that year they didn't have enough income come in that covered all that they invested into their businesses to grow them. So sometimes you have a loss. And so the red would signify a loss for that business for that year. Does that make sense? I don't even know why I'm gonna ask you if it makes sense because I know it may not make sense, but you'll learn about this stuff. And the black signifies that you have a positive gain that year. So, say it was a great year, you're firmly established as a company's growing, everybody's buying your products, and you have a profit. You walk out that year with a net profit. Well, then you will be considered to be in the black. So you would be profit would mean black, loss would mean red. And that's what you'll see on these profit and loss statements. Profit's black, red is loss. But in this case, I wanted to take that same depiction of colors and help you to understand that debt is now red and wealth is now black. So let me ask you this, guys. Would you rather operate in the red or operate in the black? Fantastic. Everybody's saying black. And if you want to operate in the black, where must you first start? You must start by doing what? Stay out of debt. How do you stay out of debt? You got to start by doing what? Budgeting. You got to do some budgeting, yeah. But you got to start by doing what? Saving. That's correct. Saving. Saving and invest. You see how we keep coming back to the same core principles. You first got to start by saving. Then you can start to invest, and then your investments will help you stay in the black. Does that make sense? All right, fantastic. So here's some things for you to know about compound interest, and then we're going to end it here. That anyone can benefit from compound interest. Why do we say that anyone can? Well, it's just all about knowing about compound interest and understanding how you can use it to work for you. That time is on your side. Well, why do we say that? Well, for you guys, it really is on your side because you can start now. You can start early investing and putting your money in places that it can grow so that by the time you go to college, by the time you get out of college, by the time you get ready to start your business, you've got money available to you so you don't have to worry about what you're going to do to buy that lawnmower for your lawn care service or whatever it is that you're going to do. You've got money that's been growing over time, so time is on your side. Everybody say time is on my side. Time is on my side. Yes, Zay, everyone can benefit from it. They just have to learn about it the same way that you're learning about it today. Now, we're also going to say that time isn't on your side. Well, why do I say that? Although time is on your side, it also isn't on your side because most people, they'll take the information that they learned today and they won't apply it to their life. And they'll think that I can wait till tomorrow. I can wait till next week. I can wait 5 years from now. I can wait 10 years from now. And now time is working against you. So basically, the premise is the earlier that you start, the more benefit that you have. The earlier that you start, the more benefit that you have. And so, what we're doing with KidVest, we're teaching you how to start now. We're teaching you how to start early so that you can get your money working for you now. You can get your money working for you early so you don't have to wait till you're 65, about to retire, and you're wondering why you're broke. You want to make sure that we help you to understand how to get started early. Time is on your side. Okay, not a problem. And then, yeah, doing makes results. Then the last two things is you don't have to be rich to make compound interest work for you. You can start with small amounts and you can work your way up. It's going to start to work for you no matter how much you put in, how much you save, and how much you put into that vehicle, it'll start to work for you. And then lastly, um, compound interest, it requires you to sacrifice today to reap a benefit tomorrow. And this is what most Americans will not do. They won't sacrifice today. In other words, they won't say, hey, I'm not going to get that Pokemon game right now. I'm going to use this money to put away so that I can have even better stuff later on. Most of us, we decide that we're going to get whatever it is that we want right now, and we're not going to worry about later. Well, I want to hopefully leave with you that you're going to be concerned about your future and you're going to start to save for your future and you're going to invest for your future so that when you do graduate, when you do become an adult, when you do get ready to make some big financial decisions, you've got money that's there for you to be able to spend. I don't understand the question. You said why, Zay? Why what? Why? I don't know which one you're asking me why to. You can ask and I'll answer it. So, guys, and then as we move forward here, again, we talked about Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, this is what he told his wife. His wife, when he was 20 years old, he told his wife that compound interest guarantees I'm going to be rich. And would you guys say that Warren Buffett is rich right now? So imagine this. Warren Buffett, 50 years ago, told his wife that compound interest guarantees I'm going to be rich. And if we say that we're going to learn to do what wealthy people do so that we can be wealthy, then wouldn't it make sense that we would learn how to make compound interest work for us so we can guarantee that we're going to be rich as well? Fantastic. So, again, the process starts by us doing what? Saving. Once we save, we can then do what? Invest. Once we invest, then we can multiply our money by using what process? Compound interest. Fantastic. Compound interest. Fantastic. And with compound interest, we can learn how quickly our money will double by which formula? The rule of 72. That's right. Rule of 72. Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, that is our time here with KidVest. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. Hope you enjoyed our time today. We watched some Secret Millionaires Club, and you guys are secret millionaires. Today, you're walking away knowing what 95% of adults don't know. You can even go out and teach them some things. What I like for you to do is to get with your parents. Talk to them about the things that you learned today, the things that we talked about. So hopefully they can help you to not only fortify what you learn and reinforce what you learn, but then they can also help you to put some of the things that you learn into action. We meet for KidVest the last Saturday of every month, and this is our way of giving back to the next generation so that you can learn what we should have learned when we were your age. And so, if you know some other people, some friends of yours that probably should have been here today that just didn't know about it, please let them know so that we can make an impact and we can make sure that you guys are rich. So, parents, I know you guys are there. If you guys want to leave some feedback, let us know how you feel about what we're doing. That's greatly appreciated because it is a family affair. We can only make a difference if the parents are going to reinforce what we teach. So anyway, thank you guys so much. You guys have a wonderful Saturday. It's raining here in lovely Georgia, but we are going to continue to do what we do, and we're also going to learn how to be wealthy so that we can make a difference in our community. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Talk to you soon. Let's build.